Welcome to Review Detective, guys. For those that are new here, we're a product review channel in which we give our average consumer's point of view and tell you if the product is worth buying or not. Now, last week we did a review video on the Redmi Note 8 smartphone to help you decide if it's worth buying. And in today's video, we'll take a closer look at its 48 megapixel quad camera system. We'll share with you picture samples, video quality tests, and special camera features. To start things off, the camera system uses 4 separate lenses ranging from 2 to 48 megapixels that work together to give you the best picture quality possible. The first lens is the 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. It gives you a field of view of 120 degrees with little to no distortion. Right below is the 48 megapixel lens used to deliver pictures that are 8000 by 6000 pixels of resolution. The third lens is actually a 2 megapixel depth sensor. It creates smooth depth of field, better known as bokeh. And finally, all the way at the bottom, the phone has a 2 megapixel macro lens which is able to focus at a distance as close to 2 centimeters from the subject. So now that we know what hardware it uses, let's put it to the test and see what kind of picture quality you can expect. First, to open the camera, you can double press the lower volume and the main photo mode will open by default. In this mode, you can toggle between 1x zoom, 2x and wide angle, basically altering between the different lenses of the phone. You're also able to use AI, which lets the phone help you take better pictures. But from our tests, we didn't see any noticeable difference when shooting with AI on versus AI off. In the default mode, you can also choose to switch directly to macro mode, which works with AI enabled as well as HDR if wanted. Additionally, you can use a selection of basic filters like film, vivid colors, black and white, or glow. And if you're taking portrait pictures, you can use the beauty slider, but it seems to mostly smooth out wrinkles and not much more. In the same settings section, you'll be able to change the aspect ratio, which ranges from 1:1 to 3:4, 16:9, or full camera frame. There's a 3-second and 5-second timer, as well as a handy straighten feature, which allows you to always take straight pictures, at the expense of cropping into your image quite a bit. For those that like Google Lens, you'll be happy to see that it's integrated with Redmi's photo app and works well, especially for translating different languages. Moving on, if you prefer, you can use the 48 megapixel lens on its own. You'll have less options, but the quality of pictures is surprisingly good, as you can see here. As for the portrait feature, it allows for full control over depth of field and how much of it you want in your pictures. The bokeh is smooth around the subject, and we were happy with the overall results. We were less happy with the camera's performance in low light situations. In fact, the pictures at night are average at best, but when using the night feature, you'll get much better results, as you can see here. Besides the night feature, you'll obviously be able to take panoramas, which works as expected. But our favorite is Pro mode. This option gives you absolute control on all camera options, like changing between the available lens or adjusting the ISO from 100 to 1600. A picture will look noticeably grainier at such high ISO. You'll obviously be able to change the shutter speed as well as toggle between automatic or manual focus, which only works with wide and macro lenses. The white balance is also easily adjusted in Pro mode with presets or by manually selecting the color temperature. Now, when it comes to shooting videos, you'll be able to toggle between 1x zoom, 2x, and a wider field of view at the expense of video quality. In the settings, you'll be able to choose between shooting in 1080p at 30 or 60 frames per second, 4K at 30 frames per second, or 720p equally at 30 frames per second. From the main window, you'll also be able to use the time-lapse feature, as well as switch to macro mode for close-up shots. The phone does shoot in super slow motion at 120 frames per second in Full HD, or you can slow things down even further at 240 frames per second at 720p resolution. Additionally, there's a short video mode which can apply different filters when filming, add music to the footage, or change recording speed. All this might sound like fun, but it felt more like a gimmick to us. So there you have it, guys, a full review of the Redmi Note 8's camera. It might not blow you away in quality, but it's definitely impressive for a sub $300 phone. If you enjoyed or learned something from this video, leave a thumbs up, share with your friends, and if you want to learn all about the phone's secret features, come see us next Friday. Until then, Review Detective out.